Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Danger Ranger 86 here, name pending. Ignore that. Today I got dropped off 5 systems that I got donated, dropped off, however you want to put that. We're going to do a brief overview of just the outside and stuff. In the next video, we're going to actually break into the boxes to see what hardware I have, what storage I have, what I don't have, what I can and can't work with, because I want to, my goal is to have a server system, because I don't have server hardware or server software, but I want to try to make my own like physical cloud or physical server where all my stuff at home can be all backed up and saved in one spot, so that way I can free up and have either SSDs or whatnot just operating an operating system in the different what they would call clients or computers. I only say clients because I took the Google IT professional certification program, so I learned that, you know, when you have computers in different rooms or different computers using a service is called a client, if I can talk straight. But for the sake of this, I won't refer to it that way. I'll just computers. So then, and I've been doing this since '02. I've been playing with computers, and so I have some knowledge. I'm just not extremely super savvy. So I'm sure there's a lot of you that know a bit more than I do, or there's probably some of you that don't know as much, and that's totally cool. We're all in a different walk with this whole thing, and we're all going through it together. So wherever you're at, it's cool. So let's dig in.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no love.
So first off, just kind of excuse the little bit of clutter we got going on. We're kind of in the process of early spring cleaning. So, and this isn't your typical YouTube house, so just bear with me. So first off, we have a Compaq Presario, which Compaq, Dell, HP, Lenovo, as seen right here, as a ThinkCenter. Those are more your store-bought computers. So this is going to be more private, store-bought, bare bones. If I'm using this word right, proprietary, where you have hardware that I don't know if contracted is the right word, but there's hardware that they've used, so it's not like if you went out to newegg.com or another computer parts place and bought hardware and put it together. They're going to be getting their stuff from somewhere. It's going to be a pretty nondescript place, basically. And so with this, you have a CD rewriter, DVD-ROM, so it can read DVDs, it can write CDs, but not DVDs. And then you got a USB 2.0, multi-card reader, front audio, Firewire 1394, which is, from what I understand, comparable to USB, so it just doesn't, it's a powered port, so you don't have to have power hooked up to it, if I understand that right. And then you have another 2 USB 2.0s, and you know they're USB 2.0 because they're a black port. If that was blue, it would be 3.0 or better. If it's white, it's actually a 1.0. And then over here we have, this is what I think is more of a custom, even though it's got a floppy. I haven't seen a floppy in like, since I started playing with stuff 15 years ago, or whatever it is. Like, no one uses floppy anymore. But this is more of a custom, I believe, because it's got a window, which store-bought computers, to my knowledge, don't come with windows or fans or anything like that, and there's nothing saying HP Compaq or anything like that. So my guess is it's more custom. So this is going to be definitely an interesting box to get into. And it's got a Pioneer RW DVD, so you can write DVDs. Front audio, USB 2.0, another 1394, and another push panel down here, which looks like would have been a 1394, but no one punched it out because that would be something that you would add and plug into the motherboard, to the best of my own knowledge. And then I think these were supposed to be USB, but they look pretty jacked up, so I would say those aren't actually active. But you could probably get away with using these, but I would just stick with those Or if it's custom enough, you could just use the USB in the back if you put an expansion part in. Then we got Lenovo ThinkCentre USB 2.0 because it's black, and front audio. Let's see, and then with this, it says Intel inside Core i5. So I would imagine it is a Core i5 system, which would be the most newest thing I have here. Oh, and with my stuff. That might get corrected later. And let's see what other stickers. Windows Pro, but that's not, I don't know if that's going to be 7, 8, or 10, which I doubt it's 7. But if it's 8, Lord help me. 8's not bad, it's just not user-friendly for people who are unfamiliar with computers. Like 7 and 10 would be better. And then we have this box, which is the HP Compact. And then we got 2 USB 2.0s, front audio. They're kind of all similar. They all have the USB 2.0 with the front audio, pretty standard. And then you have, if I can get in on this one, Windows XP Professional. This key is no longer valid because they are not running this anymore, because they have this Windows 7 Home Premium refurbished PC. So looks like they had Windows 7 Home put on this, so it is no longer running XP. And if you're still running Windows 7, I would highly recommend upgrading to 10, because 7, well, I'll get to that in a second. Finish going through. So you got one more box here. It's a DVD-ROM, so this doesn't write DVDs, but will read them. And then you have power reset, front audio, which is usually headphone or mic. Another 1394 FireWire. Antec box, so this could have been a store-bought that was put in Antec, or it could be custom, but we'll find out when we dig in. And then you have white USB, which I previously talked about. 2.0 is black, 3.0 and better is blue, 1.0 is white. And USB 2.0 black is going to be about a 68 megabyte per second transfer rate. This, I would imagine, would be around 48 megabytes. It's going to be lesser than 2.0 because it's the first revision, which is why it's 1, 2, and 3, and that's 1. And I think, which one? Okay, and then this on here, because I knew there was another insignia, not insignia, but badge. So another badge designed for Windows XP, which I'm hoping it has more than XP on it, but we'll see. I have a copy of Windows 7 Pro 64-bit if I can run it on here, which we'll see. It's got an AMD Cepron. I'm not AMD knowledgeable. I've only ever run Windows. I've only ever ran with Intel. So I've always ever used Intel. My brother and a buddy of mine have always done AMD, so they'd be more guru on the AMD. I'm not. So this I'll probably keep as a pet and see kind of what I get out of it, what I can do with it, because Cepron, I know AMD Athlon is like, I want to say early XP era, because Athlon is old. Athlon is like back when, from my remembering correctly, Athlon is when you had a hard time keeping your CPU temp like below 110 degrees, and that's why Intel was better, because you could generally run Intel around 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know Celsius, I just know Fahrenheit, so I'm sorry if you're watching this and you don't know Fahrenheit. But, so Cepron could be after Athlon, I'm not sure, but we'll find out. But yeah, so that kind of takes care of the boxes that I have. So I have possibly 2 custom ThinkCentre and 2 store-bought, so it'll be an interesting jumbo cluster to see what all we have software-wise. Because if any of this is 32-bit, or most of it's 32-bit, I won't be able to do what I want to do, or won't be able to do much with it. But if it's 64-bit, I'll have much more area. I can actually possibly combine RAM with systems and jump the capacity up. And if you have 32-bit, you can run 32-bit software, 64-bit software. You can't run 64-bit hardware with 32-bit software, and vice versa. You can't run 32-bit hardware with 32-bit software. And so just to round out, so the Windows 7 thing really quick. Windows 7 Pro, whichever version you had, they quit supporting Windows 7 security, general updates, the whole 9 yards, as of January 14th of this year, 2020. So if you're still running Windows 7, I highly recommend upgrading to Windows 10. If I can figure, because I went through the hoops, I did get my box updated to 10 Pro from Windows 7 Pro, and if I can figure out the hoops to go through, because I'll probably have to do that with one of these boxes at least. I know I still have to do it with my other box. Once I get those hoops figured out and I get that link figured out, I will make a video about that, and I could possibly even make a run through on the computer on how to go about that. But so yeah, if you're running 7, upgrade to 10 because you're going to want all that support, technical, security, otherwise, because 7 is no longer supported. And so since I took so long, I was going to show you my build from 09, but I think that's going to wait for a future video, because the next video, like I said, I'm going to break into these boxes and see hardware-wise what we got going. Storage-wise, if we don't have storage, there, so on and so forth. So, next video, we will go through the 5 boxes, see what we have. And after that, the next few videos or so, I'm going to show you what my 09 build has, what my 2011 build has, and then there's one that I'm using as a guinea pig. I'll kind of show you what I did, how I figured out what was going on with it, per se. And then I have another, it's kind of like this, but it's much smaller. It's a Lenovo, but it's one that I turned into, I got it from a buddy, and I have a dual boot. I have 10 Pro and Linux on it, and it's the only 32-bit system I have. Everything else I have, up until this point, everything I have is 64-bit. That way you can run as much RAM as you want. So, until next time, we'll see you later. Danger Ranger 86, signing out. So, subscribe, give it a big fat like if you enjoy the video, and let's have fun. See ya.